have a little blood clot in my heart at the top. YouTube, what's good? It's your boy King Church back on another video. You already see what I'm sipping on, man. Caramel frappe this morning. It is currently 8:28 in the morning on this Wednesday. And so what I decided to do, get my camera and just share like a couple things with y'all real quick. I don't know where to start. Something I've been going through since 2020, a little bit after I turned 26. Man, I don't know where to start. Okay, I'm gonna just put it the best way I can. Back in August of 2020, one day, I just started feeling like I was short of breath. And I couldn't sleep at night. Had a hard time breathing every time I lay on my back. I just knew something wasn't right with my body. I just knew something just was off. And you know, at the time, this when COVID was just hitting hard, you know. And so I was thinking, man, I was kind of scared. I got COVID. So I went to a walk-in clinic, got checked and all that. Got me a little COVID test. They called me 2 days. I think it was maybe 3 days. They called me 3 days after I took it. They told me I'm negative for COVID. So that was a relief, you know what I'm saying? So I was afraid I got COVID and all that. So with that being said, I was still feeling like I was short of breath, man. Like I was still feeling like something wasn't right. I even took Mucinex. That wasn't helping. I was taking, I forgot what else was I taking. I was taking certain things. I was even drinking honey, tea, and all that. Nothing wasn't helping, bro. Like nothing was helping. So when I went into that clinic, they actually took an x-ray. And when they did, they wanted to see what was going on. They came back and told me, you got fluid around your lungs, but really mainly around the heart, but it's getting tracked down to your lungs. And I was like, okay, so is there something I can take to get this flushed out? Or I'm thinking it's something mild, you know what I'm saying? So this lady, she said, I will send a referral in for a cardiologist. Now, let me tell y'all, I don't know nothing about my cardiologist. I know what it was. She just said, would I be okay for her to refer me? So I was like, okay, cool. And so I got to ask some questions. I asked my wife, what is a cardiologist or whatever? She said, it's a heart doctor. Okay, so at this point, I'm thinking, okay, do I have like a heart issue going on? What's up? So after that, sometime later down the road, I went to my first appointment. They called me. They was like, this Derek Church and yada, 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 you know, clarifying a few things. So I went to my first appointment and they told me that, if I can remember, man, that was so long ago. That was 3 years ago. What did he tell me? Oh, this is what it was. I went and they scheduled me for to get a catheter going on my wrist. I think they did this one. So what they did, they put a catheter up me, and they have a screen right there. They had me lay down on this table, and they had a screen right there. So as they put the catheter up, they can see what they doing. And so when they did that, he told me, okay, Mr. Church, there's no blood clots. I said, okay, cool. So this might be something mild, you know. So at this point, I ain't got nothing to worry about. And then he told me he still wants to see what's going on in me. So that's when he ended up transferring me to Little Rock to get an MRI done, because he wanted to take a deeper look on what's going on. So, you know, went down there, got an MRI done. Now, let me remind y'all, I had to but I had to lay down in that thing for a good hour almost, with my arms up, and they slide me in this thing, and I have to lay there. Now, it was uncomfortable. It really was. Just have my arms up, But the man that strapped me in, he told me every time you hear, I think it's gonna be like a voice in there talking, to where it's gonna tell me to take a deep breath. And when I do, that's when he wants me to take a deep breath when they do it. Because when I do that, they're examining what's going on inside. So that maybe happened probably about, I don't know, a couple times during the whole procedure. So after we got done with that, you know, went back to the house. They got my results. They faxed it to my doctor here in town. And for my checkup after that, that's when they diagnosed me with heart failure, congestive heart failure. And I'm like, how is this possible? And then after my MRI, he also told me my heart has dilated. I don't know nothing about this. I don't know nothing about it. So at this point, I'm asking my doctor questions. You know, what does it mean when your heart is dilated? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? He said, really, it's not a good thing. It just means that your heart is enlarged. So I said, okay. So at this point, okay, I got common sense to know your heart is not supposed to be enlarged. It's supposed to be normal size. So fast forward to him telling me after the MRI, I have a little blood clot in my heart at the top. Man, I'm telling you, when I heard that, only God knows what was going through my mind. I was scared at this point, but at the same time, I was trying to stay calm, keep my composure through all this. It just intaking everything, all the information my doctor's telling me at this point. So, it was really hard to really process all this and, you know, intake all this. That's what's going on, man. And that's when he started prescribing me all these medicines, you know, to keep the fluid flushed out of my system, medicine for my heart to pump like it's supposed to. I mean, it was a lot. It was really a lot. All this was new to me. I'm at this point, I'm scared. The first thing coming across my mind through all this is, am I going to die? Like, or am I going to need a heart transplant? Like, I'm scared. I'm 26 going through this. You know what I'm saying? I'm young as hell. I'm 29 now. I just turned 29. So, fast forward to, you know, then I had to start going every couple weeks. Either, I think it was every week or every other week, I had to go get my INR check, my blood. So what they do is they stick you on the finger and they put the thing in the machine and it reads how thick or how thin your blood is reading. Now, I have to be at 2 and above to be good. I was always low. There was a point in time I was 1.1. There was a time I was 1.2, 1.3. I was always in a low range. And when you're in a low range, you're at a more high risk to get a stroke. And my lowest I ever been was a 1.0. And the reason why, because sometimes I will forget to take my medicine. And when I do take it, I go back, okay, I see better results. On the average, I'm always somewhere between 1.6 and a 2.0. So it's like it's always up and down. But then again, what can also cause it is from you eat a lot of vitamin K foods. Like if I eat a lot of greens, it'll thicken out my blood. Now there has been times where I was once like over a 3. I was way too thin. So if I was to accidentally cut myself, I can bleed out a lot and lose a lot of blood. So to this day, I still gonna get my INR check just for safety precautions. And that's just something that's something I have to really control, you know, with as far as my eating habits and take my medicine like I'm supposed to. Because if I miss one dose, it's gonna drop me low. Right? That's how serious I need to take my medicine. And the medicine I take is warfarin. So, with that being said, I have to really, really, really be careful. But back to when I where was I at? When they start scheduling me to get my INR check it was every week or every other week I had to go back. And you know, I still get a check to this day. And then when May 26 of 2021, man, look, let me go back a little bit. When May hit, early May, I got a phone call out the blue. And, you know, It was people in my doctor's office. And they was like, this is Derek. I'm like, yeah, this is he. And they was telling me, your heart is only pumping 20%. Now, let me also back up again. When I went to my first appointment, after I got checked with with all the stuff after the cath and all that, my heart doctor, he told me my heart was only pumping 10 to 15%. And let me remind y'all, see, I'm missing a lot of points now. It's all coming back to me. Let me remind y'all, during that time I was pumping only 10 to 15%, I felt so weak. I felt tired so fast. I barely had an appetite. Every time I wanted to do something, I had to lean over something just to catch my breath. It was them moments right there was, man, it was scary, frustrating, emotional. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to do. The only thing I had to do was just keep going, you know. So in the midst of all that, my heart was pumping really, really, really low, man. Like I wasn't getting enough blood through my organs, none of that. So let me go back to fast forward to May, or early May come. Like they said, they hit me with that phone call. It was like, Derek, your heart is only pumping 20%. We're gonna need to schedule you to get a pacemaker. And I'm like, man, what the heck is a pacemaker? So I started doing more research. Like I'm hearing something new again, bruh. And so what it is it's a little device that they put it right here. They cut you open just barely. They gonna numb you and all that, of course, so you don't feel that. But it was a bee sting for like a couple seconds and it went away. And then after, you know, after you sit for a little bit, let it numb the muscles up a little bit. They pull me to the back. We was finna go in a small surgery procedure, what they told me. It's just a mild procedure. They sliced me open a little bit. It's a projector about at least about this big. They put it right here. And I got 2 wires from this pacemaker to my heart. That way, if my heart's pumping too slow, it'll shock it. If it's pumping too fast, it'll shock it. Or if it's off rhythm, it'll shock it to get everything back on track. So the reason why I had to get that was because my heart was only pumping 20% and they recommend for me to have this. So I'll show y'all the scar right here. See? Here's the scar right here. And I don't see if you can see the shape of it. It's this big right here. This whole thing is that pacemaker right there. Pacemaker, defibrillator, whichever you want to call it. Same thing. I was scared. I cried after I got off the phone with my cried in the cold. I'm like, man, why am I going through this at such a young age? Like, what did I do? Like I said, all this stuff started August of 2020. It just hit out of nowhere. It started off with me being short of breath every single day. And I didn't like that, man. Like, then after I got the defibrillator in and all that, my heart doctor told me, you cannot drive for 2 weeks. I had to wear a sling on my arm for a straight 2 weeks. I can't take it off at all. They put a big old bandage on it and he said it was waterproof so I could take a shower. Now when I got home it was maybe after a day, maybe after 2 days. A day after 2 days, whichever one. Took a shower. I couldn't even bathe myself. My wife had to bathe me because I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it at all. And she really helped me with a lot, man. Like, as far as like putting on clothes. Now, of course, I'm going to attempt to, you know what I'm saying, put my clothes on, do stuff myself. But if I feel like I can't do it, then she's going to help me step in and help me out a little bit. Whew, that's hitting. And sometime after I got that procedure and it started wearing off a little bit, I started to become sore, like really, really sore. And I'm gonna say after those 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, for a checkup, see how everything's going. You know, they put me in this room and put like some type of metal thing right here to check, see how my pacemaker doing. Everything looked good. Everything was functioning right. I had nothing to worry about. Now at this point, after I got the defibrillator in, I started having a little bit more confidence in myself. Like, okay, I'm going to be okay. So nobody never mentioned nothing to me about getting a heart transplant or none of that. So to this day, nobody mentioned nothing to me about having a heart transplant. So I guess this right here is just what I needed. And I pray to God, I don't want to have no heart transplant in the future. None of that, because it would be so scary. So after I got the procedure done, everything was going cool. Everything was really going cool. But I'll probably say July of 2021, for some reason, when I started coughing, I was coughing up blood. It was really like though. I started coughing up blood, and I don't know why I was coughing up blood. And I went to go get seen and all that at the urgent clinic. And the lady asked me, what kind of medication you take? I said, I take Stresno, I take a lot of medication. But when I got to the point where I told her I take warfarin, she was like, okay, stop taking warfarin for a little bit, you know, and get seen with your heart doctor and see what's going on. So by me taking her word, stop taking it, it just became a habit to where I just stopped taking it for months. And then out of nowhere, like, I'm gonna say, when it got to November 2021, around Thanksgiving time, I had caught COVID. And the worst thing that can happen that I've been hearing is that people with heart conditions, if you catch COVID, you're not gonna make it. It's gonna be scary. And I was scared. But see, when I caught it, you know, it was nothing really major going on with me. I couldn't taste nothing. Really, that's really pretty much all it was. I couldn't taste or smell nothing. And then, but for some reason, I started coughing up blood more, to where the blood was getting more redder and redder. And all throughout the night, in the midst of while we got COVID, I was sleeping up in the front room and my wife was back here, you know, because we don't want to keep going back and forth, just spreading back and forth, because we trying to get, you know what I'm saying? At this point, we couldn't go to work. We had to isolate ourselves. So of course we stayed in separate places in the house. In the midst of all that, I'm sleeping in the front room. And man, I'm up all night, I'm coughing, just hacking up blood. It's just getting redder and redder. And something told me, man, you need to go to the hospital and get seen. I didn't want to go, but something told me you need to go to the hospital to get seen. And this was carrying on over till December for a whole month. I'm still going through the same thing. So when Christmas time came of 2021, we had we had a family gathering, different foods. I wanted me a plate. For some reason, I didn't have no appetite still, or I couldn't smell. And my body just wasn't feeling it, man. My body just wasn't feeling it. I went back in the room. I took me a little nap. I woke up. I still felt the same way. And let me remind you, I was getting skinny through all of this since November. I was losing weight like a mug. Like I was losing weight. Like I was like around maybe 260, and I dropped down to 194. Like I was looking skinny. And I thought, you know, it's for me taking these water pills because, you know, I was on these water pills to keep the fluid flushed out of me. So I'm thinking, man, okay, maybe the water pills is really working. No. Fast forward to, I decided to go to the hospital Christmas Day. Got there, they did examinations and all that. They come back, they said I had scattered blood clots in both of my lungs. I'm talking about scattered small blood clots scattered in both of my lungs. And they said that's the reason why you was coughing up blood for a long period of time. So in the midst of all that, from the time I started taking my warfarin up till the month of December, that was some months now, it was because I had blood clots in my lungs, in both of them. And man, when they told me that, and they said something about my count was so high to where it had, I forgot what it was or what it was dealing with. They just said my count was so high, it wasn't even at normal. And when they said that, I'm like, I had so much going through my mind. when I heard blood clots scattered in both of your lungs, bro, I about lost my mind right there in that doctor, man. Nicole, she put her hands on her face and she was just like, oh my gosh. Like she was just, I could tell she wanted to break down so bad, man. She was so scared. I was scared. We had to stay positive through it all. So what they did was, the hospital, they really took care of me. They had to transmit me to the hospital, you know, stayed up there for about, 4 days, 5 days. New Year's was coming. My heart doctor came. After they gave me medicines and all that, I started feeling better. I really started feeling better. Like appetites to where, you know, they bring you a turkey sandwich and I started asking for more. I said, can I have another turkey sandwich? Can I have another? Can I have another Sprite? So at this point, I'm gaining my appetite. You know, I feel like my body is getting back to where it's supposed to be. And I was slowly gaining my weight back, slowly. So my heart doctor, he was like, we got 2 options for you. You can stay here in the hospital on New Year's Day, which you probably don't want to recommend doing. Spend your New Year's in the hospital. Or you can go home and your wife is going to have to give you these shots that I'm going to need to get in my stomach every 2 days until the dose was gone. So I had to get a shot in my stomach in the morning and get it before I go to bed. And what those shots was, it was to clear the blood clots out of both my lungs. So I told him, look, I don't want to spend my New Year's in the hospital. I want to be at home with my family. And he was like, okay. And then they brought the nurse in here. She explained everything, how you're supposed to give it a shot, where you're supposed to give it, how many doses you're supposed to have a day. And then they gave me a chart of primary doctors. So I had chose one. So now I got a primary doctor now that I can go see for checkups or call for whatever. And right when I got discharged from the hospital, ever since I got discharged from the hospital, I have been feeling wonderful. Like to this day, 2023, since December of 2021, after Christmas, it was probably December 28th of 2021. Ever since that day, I've been feeling phenomenal. Now I packed on some weight. I'm like probably between 270 to 280 maybe, and I'm 6'2". My biggest concern right now, what people want me to do is lose weight because it can cause diabetes. It can cause your heart to pump extra hard because with all that weight that you packing on, you're causing your heart to pump even harder to get the blood through your organs. So right now, I have to work on losing a lot of weight because right now I'm like, being 6'2", they say you need to be somewhere between 195 and maybe 210. Bro, I'm way over that right now. I'm way over that. As y'all can see, y'all can probably tell, you know, your boy didn't get in the gym though, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, ever since that day, I've been feeling so good. I haven't been going through nothing. Take my medication like I'm supposed to. Got my appetite back. You know, I've been happy since I got discharged from the hospital, man. Haven't been back. Praying to God I don't go back for any other reason besides just for like a checkup or something, see how everything is operating. Everything been good for the most part. So, I mean, I just want to let y'all know out there, whatever y'all going through, just embrace what you have. You know, you still here, you're still living. God hasn't called you home. So while you still here, enjoy life, man. It's hard. Yes, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be days where you're gonna feel like, you know, it's gonna hit you. But you know, that feeling, that emotional feeling, is gonna be temporary. Because as long as you got your loved ones around you, your kids, your wife, close friends, you're gonna be okay. It took me some time to come out to talk about this. So I was like, why not just go ahead and just share this with y'all and embrace it? You know, I be active a lot, you know. I don't ever feel like I'm getting tired too fast. None of that. Because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and that's taking my medicine like I'm supposed to. I go to the gym here and there, so I try to stay fit so I can just keep the rhythm going. So for the ones that's going out there, man, for the ones out there that's going through something, just embrace it. Just turn that negative energy into positive energy and be glad that you still up every day. You waking up to your kids, you waking up to your wife, you get to laugh, you get to smile, you get to talk, you get to breathe, you know what I'm saying? You get to walk, you get to hear, you get to see. Look, it's a lot of things you got to be grateful for, man. It's a lot. And a lot of people, they overlook that stuff, man. I'm grateful for just waking up. I got a house. I got my kids, I got my wife, I got cars. We're not behind on no bills. Haven't been behind on no bills in a very long time, in years. So, you know, talk to God, pray about it, keep a head up high, you know. Don't worry about too much. Because when you worry about too much, you put too much on yourself. You put too much in your mind to where you're just going to make yourself just go berserk. Don't do that. But I just feel like I want to share that with y'all, man. So I've been going through this since I was 26. Like I said, I'm 29 now. This defibrillator I got is good for up to the battery is good for up to about 12, 13 years, they told me. So like around when I'm 40 or so, I go back, you know, get the battery out, put it back in and everything. So just embrace what you're going through, man. I mean, it's a lot of things y'all gotta be grateful and thankful for, man. Y'all still walking on this earth, smell and smile, got kids to see every day. Just embrace it, man. You know, because I was ashamed at first, and I actually been feeling good for a long period of time. So that's why I want to come on here, share a story with y'all. Even when y'all see me upload a lot of shorts, I do upload a lot of shorts, and y'all see that I'm always happy and stuff. Just because you see somebody doing something, like you can walk right past somebody in Walmart or something, and you won't have no idea what they're going through. They can have anything. And you just never know. So yes, I have congestive heart failure, and I don't ever be too worried about it because I do what I'm supposed to do, and I don't have time and energy to worry about what could happen or what can happen or none of that. I just keep my mind positive all the time. So I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I'm finna close out this video. It's 8:55. Your boy King Church finna sign out. Man, share this video. You can put a like on it. Subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? We on the road to 2K subscribers. We gonna getting up there. So I need y'all's help to help me climb that. You know what I'm saying? And just have fun in life. That's all I can tell you. Have fun and enjoy it. So on that note, man, I'm gonna get up out of here. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel, cause I'm watching you. I'm watching you. I'm watching you, bro. What you wait? Why are you watching me, dude? Come on, bro. Subscribe to my channel. Stop playing. Put a like on it. King Church. I'm out, y'all.